recorded unless you free up space.
Oh, shit.
I thought I freed up space. Oh, well. I can always get it somewhere else. I have plenty of ways to get it.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure I freed up space.
More of their lies.
Fucking assholes. What's up, everybody? How's it going? It's the pre-show where we talk about what we're going to do in the show. I actually have to share out the show, which I have not done yet. Man, I drank way too much last night.
Well,
I did.
Get yourself some hair of the dog, I guess.
No. No, that's never worked for me. That's never worked for me. But yeah, there's a lot of news, a lot of comics this week, man. Holy crap. There were some damn good books. It was kind of hard to choose.
Yeah.
For my top, but basically the news this week is just a bunch of quick hits. There's a lot of books dropping. I actually would have kept all my extensive notes. I had at least 8 or 9 more stories about new books that were dropping, or I guess that were announced. But it's just going to be me and Taylor. We would have had time to talk about it. Oh well, seems like a waste now.
We'll just have to forge ahead, I suppose.
Just muddle through it. Yes.
Really hyping up the shit out of this show here, Gomer.
We're gonna get some love out of this show. I think we're gonna get some good knowledge.
That's good.
All right. Well, yeah. Let's just fucking do the damn thing. Oh, we got comments already. Oh, hi, Lori. Hey. I'm pretty fucking funny. Check out my page. Okay.
I'm not entirely sure you're a real person, Lori.
Hey, man, what's real anymore? You know, what's real?
Beats me.
Let's do this thing. At least we got people coming by and checking us out. Thanks, Lori. You know, a valuable listener.
Sheer fucking hubris.
It's true. How dare we? How about that trailer? Did you see the new Picard trailer?
I did not. I did see that Guinan's going to be... Oh, wait, no, I did see it.
Yeah, Guinan.
Yeah.
I mean, we already knew about Q.
Yeah, we saw old man Q. That was cool to see.
Hey, greetings, geeks. Welcome back to another episode of this Geek in Comics, Outright Geekery's comic book shit talk show. I'm Gomer and Taylor. It's just me and Taylor, gruesome twosome this week. Adam may come in later.
Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Segment 1, what we did this week. I didn't do much. I was pretty busy. We bought a cat. We got a new cat. He's cool.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, he's cool.
Cat have a name?
That one. Simon. He came with a name. He was a shelter cat for like 9 months. He was at the shelter. You know, they were bottle feeding him. Yeah, I can't believe he was there. He's awesome, dude. Trained to do his business in the litter box, and I don't know, he's cool.
Yeah, that's half the work done already.
No shit. He sleeps all day, which is awesome. I'm a little jealous, actually. But I did watch Dope Sick on Hulu. Fucking masterclass of acting in this thing, and the story is just fucking heart-wrenching, dude. I mean, it's heartbreaking, and considering it's a true story, you know, for the most part, just crazy good.
That's a beloved actor, Michael Keaton, there in the scene, correct?
Yeah, he plays a really compelling character in this too. I'm pretty sure he's won an award or something, you know, already for that damn thing. So good for him. Check that show out. What'd you do? Anything fun?
I had a bit of a D&D marathon. I had a game on Friday, Saturday, and today.
Whoa. Is it the same game?
No, there were 3 different games.
Holy shit. I get confused. I would be so confused. I would get confused, and I'd be like, oh shit, wait.
I'm only the DM for one of them, so I don't have to know, like, you know, I just have to react to things when I'm a player, you know?
Sure, but I'd be like, all right, I'm going to cast a fireball, and they're like, dude, you're a bard. I'm like, oh shit, my bad, you're right. That's a different game.
Okay, well,
you know,
I keep track of which character is which, yeah, so good on me, I guess.
Well, that's
But
cool.
that Picard trailer did look pretty cool.
It did.
I bet they're gonna have to come up with some reason for why like Q has aged because
Oh, he's gonna do it just to be an asshole.
Oh yeah,
well, you've aged, Mon Capitan.
I was about to say that, like, he's going to be like, oh well, I didn't want you to feel bad, Picard, something like that.
And the best thing about Whoopi Goldberg, she doesn't age somehow.
She does not. Yeah,
it looks fucking amazing.
You could line up her from TNG and her from this trailer, and it's
pretty close.
It's not like 30 years difference,
right? Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, she's awesome. Yeah, man. So lots of good stuff to look forward to. Let's talk about all kinds of other stuff we got to look forward to. See, the first bit isn't actually comic. Well, it has a comic angle, the first bit. But it's really for the two a-holes who didn't show up this week. There's a new Godzilla series coming to Apple TV. Now, I'm a fan. Taylor is a Godzilla fan. Of course, they're nerds.
Yeah.
We're nerds. But the two big Godzilla nerds are AKA David and Adam. And they
I certainly defer to them in all things kaiju.
Yeah. But it's a MonsterVerse series. It's in that whole MonsterVerse thing. So it's in continuity. From Chris Black and the Hawkeye, quote-unquote, writer, Matt Fraction. So
that's a pretty big name to throw on this.
That's a big comic name to throw out.
So this is in the same continuity as the legendary Godzilla movies and King Kong movies, right?
According to the description, it's still untitled. It's going to take place after 2014's Godzilla, which kicked off the current iteration of the MonsterVerse. The film was followed by Skull Island and then King of Monsters and then Godzilla Kong. So it's kind of a prequel series to most of the movies.
Yeah, between 2014 Godzilla and King of the Monsters. All right.
Yeah.
Well, see, something that's not just about this series, but about those movies in general is they've kind of blown their wad in a sense because they've already used all of the most famous kaiju.
Yeah, I don't know.
They've used Ghidorah, they've used Mothra, they used Rodan, they've used Mecha Godzilla.
They ain't nobody left.
There's still plenty of good ones, but like they've used by far the most well-known and recognizable.
Yeah,
ones.
I mean, there's still that pig that wears that helmet. They could use him.
The fact that so you and I, as the more casual kaiju guys, we probably have a bit of a struggle naming other.
Oh,
kaiju.
I can't. Biolante is a name.
Like
I couldn't point him out in a lineup.
Yeah, like I could tell you, like Destroy is the only one I would like recognize, and I know him when I see him, but like. Yeah, that I feel like that's just indicative of how they've already used all their A-listers.
Yeah. So the series explores one family's journey to uncover its buried secrets and legacy, linking them to the secret organization known as Monarch. So it's definitely going to be a people drama. I don't know how they're going to get a bunch of monsters in there every damn week,
I mean, I get that, like, a TV show, even one that's, like, very well funded, probably isn't going to be able to have, like, kaiju fights every episode, or at least,
I don't know, dude.
Have nothing but kaiju fights every episode.
What's that Apple got? What is it? That new sci-fi show they've got. It was a big deal. It kind of sucked, but it was really high sci-fi.
Was it a Wheel of Time, or?
No, that's on Amazon, and that's pretty good, too. That's pretty good.
I can't keep track of it. Yeah, Wheel of Time was pretty good, about to say, but
yeah, it was all right.
Well, then again, yeah, like Amazon is dropping like hundreds of millions into. Oh, we have a name now. The Rings of Power.
Yeah, which is just the rings they gave to everybody.
Yeah, so there's 9 rings to the kings of men and like 7 rings to the dwarf lords, and those are the rings we haven't really seen anything out of in the movie.
Yeah, on Lord of the Rings, dude, I don't give a fuck what happens. Just give us cool characters and give us cool fights. Big fucking battles, dude. That's what we need. That's how it'll win. That's how it'll win.
That could be.
It has to open with just the biggest fucking battle.
Well, yeah, like the opening scene from Fellowship of the Ring, that big fight. That's like the tail end of the era I think that they're going with here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, there could be plenty of like big epic battles. They could do a lot with that.
So I mean, the Rings of Power, that implies that they're gonna like, I don't know, we're gonna see the rings get made, and then Sauron is gonna be like a character on the fucking show.
I guess. I mean,
I don't know if I like that, man.
He like schemed to get the rings made in the first place so that he could like do like a dominate person spell on everyone who was wearing them.
Right. This motherfucker, you can tell he played D&D all weekend.
Yep.
Moving on. The Rocketeer is back. 40th anniversary. IDW gets this, which is odd because it's owned by Lucasfilm. And
Disney owns that.
Disney.
So does Disney not own the Rocketeer?
No, they do. As far as I know, Disney Plus was talking about doing either a Rocketeer show or they were going to do like a full-on movie, like a prequel movie. But a show was way better. A show was a way better idea.
I think it's a better idea, especially because, like, what is there to do a prequel for in the Rocketeer?
I don't know.
Like, is it just him being like a stuntman or something? I mean,
I think it would be like the dude who had a rocket before him.
Okay, sure, but
so that's what this is. This is before World War II. This comic.
The Rocketeer is a movie that I have a lot of fondness for.
It's great.
It's a beloved movie. Yeah, I don't know that like I would like full-throatedly be like, "Yo, man, you got to sit down and watch this movie."
Oh no, it's not Indiana Jones. It's got that same sort of vibe to it, but no, it's not Indiana Jones.
They both have that like kind of like it's simultaneously almost like a spoof, but also like a loving homage to like old-timey like
adventure
adventure movies like pulp adventure stories. Pulp's the right word to use.
The radio series,
like old like Doc Savage type things.
So the Rocketeer, the Great Race, 4 issues. Stephen Mooney is going to be doing the writing and the art. He's done a lot of different shit. He's he's got a good resume. That's going to come out in April.
It's definitely got a maybe from me.
It's like a race thing. It's going to be a race. They're going to race from California to France. Across America and into Europe, as the drum beats for war are heightening in Europe. So that's interesting, pre-war, but leaning into the war. That could be fun. And I think that was actually what the Disney thing was going to do. Something along those same lines.
I wouldn't be against them still making a series. Hell, they made this into a series. Maybe this is them like shopping the idea. Maybe. Although they can just make whatever the fuck they want to. They don't need to.
Yeah, that's Disney. They can do whatever they want anyway. All right, now we're going to go. It's a lot of Marvel DC. We're going to go back and forth. Batman Beyond Neo Year number 1 of 5. All right, we're going back to Batman Beyond. It's Colin Kelly and Jackson Lansing. They did the Kang the Conqueror book, which was okay.
It was resoundingly okay.
Yeah, it was resoundingly okay. Max Dunbar is going to be doing the art. He did Robin and Batman Urban Legends. It was great. September 15th, this was last year, Urban Legends number 7, Terry learns that the killer of Bruce Wayne, spoiler alert, was the fucking Bat computer. How did we miss this?
Like a HAL 3000 situation?
Yes, it became sentient. And then it took over all of Neo Gotham's computer systems. So this is the follow-up to that where it's Batman versus Gotham. That sounds awesome.
That's a cool idea.
It is. Yeah. It sounds rad, dude.
I feel like that's something that's better suited towards the Batman Beyond setting, where like we would expect like everything is like digitized and like on the grid,
Yeah, and it's gonna be rough because Batman's dead now, or Bruce Wayne is dead, So
is he though?
Yeah, right. It's gonna be Terry struggling with that. He'll be the new Bat computer. He'll have uploaded his consciousness.
Oh yeah, I'd be surprised if they don't.
And then he'll be
angle.
Iron Man by the end of the series.
He's gonna be Terry's Friday,
I would be. That would be sick. He's technically is. He's Oracle, more Oracle, but he's the guy in the chair, one way or the other. All right, now Marvel. Spider-Punk is getting his own series set in the Earth 138 universe, which is the main selling point for me. I don't give a fuck about this character, but Cody Ziegler is writing it. Justin Mason is going to do the art, and they're really going to dig into Earth 138. Like Hobby Brown, right, who is Earth 616, the Prowler, is Spider-Punk, right? I don't know if you knew that.
I did not know that, no.
Yeah, it's not an actual different Peter Parker. And one of his first battles is going to be toppling the President Norman Osborn, who is the president of the United States.
All right, I kind of like the punk rock, like rebel angle.
Yeah. I mean,
rad. Oh God,
I know they were actually promoting the book with this, and I'm like, wow, really?
I mean, not putting their best foot forward there, but
Yeah.
I don't know much about Spider-Punk. All I knew about him was that he was one of the skins in the Spider-Man game.
No, you read Spider-Verse, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, he was in that. He was pretty prominent in the last one too.
Fair enough, but
Yeah.
he
Then
kind
I
of
think he
got
gets murdered.
yeah. I feel like he kind of got lost in the shuffle for me. There were so many spider folk about in
Yeah,
that one.
no shit. But that comes out in April. All right, now this is the big news. I think you're gonna love this for a lot of different angles. Sandman is coming back. Sandman Universe, Nightmare Country. It has been around, yes, but who is writing Nightmare Country? James Tynion the Fourth.
Okay.
That's not supposed to be a thing that was going to happen.
He's got a bit of a horror pedigree behind him, and yeah, I guess this does kind of change that whole dynamic that we thought DC and James Tynion were going to have moving forward, which is to say, not having one.
James Tynion had Batman. He left Batman because he was getting a Substack deal, a very lucrative Substack deal, as far as I know. Hey, Corey, thanks for stopping by. I love your profile pic. Looks scary as fuck. I don't know what it is. So obviously he's a Sandman fan because he loves that nightmare shit. Anyway, yeah, James Tynion got a good Substack deal. Quit work for hire. Straight up said, I'm not doing work for hire anymore. No Marvel, no DC. And then, like a fucking mafia member, once he thinks he's out, they pull him back in. This was from his Substack. A message between him, James Tynion the Fourth, and an editor at DC. He's asking him, would you come back to do Sandman Universe? And he's like, you fucking asshole, So he's got to go back.
Yeah.
That leads me to believe that he is a huge fan of Sandman, and why shouldn't he be?
Yeah, I mean, Sandman is like a comic reader's comic. It's one of it's on the pantheon.
Yep.
And yeah, I could see Tynion being a great fit for the Corinthian, who we saw there, one of the creepier, more memorable characters from Sandman.
Yeah, and that's who this book is going to focus on, that character who's like a serial killer sort of guy.
Yeah, he's basically like the heart of evil that lies at the heart of every serial killer. It's weird. A lot of Sandman is weird, but
it's meta. It's psychological.
Yeah, he's very striking because he has like mouths instead of eyes, and that always leads to some really trippy visuals. J.H. Williams III always does good work, but he did especially good work in Sandman Overture, and he did a lot of fun like doing panels with like that eye teeth kind of like making up the panels of the page.
Yeah. So that's confirmed. It is confirmed that James Tynion IV will be writing a Sandman comic on Black Label. It comes out April 12th, $4, 32 pages. It's going to be whatever, big size, DC Black Label, prestige. But in that same newsletter where he posted that message thread, he implies that he's going to actually be show running an entire line of new Sandman comics.
Well, I mean, short of getting Neil Gaiman himself to be doing it, I can't think of many other people who would be better suited for that.
I don't know of anybody else who would even be able to handle that. There are definitely writers who could convince me that they could do it, but he would be my first guess.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. And I just said Neil himself. Neil would honestly probably be pretty terrible about running an entire line of books.
Oh, yeah, he would want to do it all.
Yeah.
Probably, Yeah, Neil Gaiman doesn't come off as a very assertive person either.
Oh, he's an outstanding writer, one of the best ever.
Exactly. I just don't think he'd be a good boss.
Yeah, I do not see. I don't think he'd be a good. I don't think he'd be a good editor-in-chief.
Yeah. So look for that in April. That's going to be a hot book. More hot books. Back to Marvel. Captain America. Going to be 2 new Captain America series.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, launching this spring. It's going to start off in April with a Captain America #0. It's going to be written by Tochi Onobushi, Colin Kelly, and Jackson Lanning. Art by Matea de Ayulis. Great fucking writer. Mark Brooks' wraparound cover is what we see here. Alex Ross is also going to have a cover for that #0. And then in May, Captain America: Symbol of Truth is going to be coming out. That is not the book I wanted. Symbol of Truth is going to be coming out. Actually, I think these are this is the Alex Ross covers for that 0 issue. There's going to be one for Steve Rogers and one for Sam. So then, Symbol of Truth, star Sam as Cap.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of, not to toot our own horn, but we were talking a few months ago about how they're definitely eager to get Sam back in the costume now that he is the MCU's Captain America. And this is cool. I love to see this. If there's room for like 5 or 6 Green Lanterns, there's room for like 3 or 4 Flashes all at once. There is room for 2 Captain Americas.
There's
and
like
honestly, it's
Spider-Man.
Yeah. And it's honestly more appropriate for there to be more than one Captain America because America is not just one people. America is lots of different people. And it's cool to have Sam step into that role again, you know?
Yeah, you can have more than one captain.
Yeah.
All right. You can have more than one area where people are hanging out.
We talked a little bit about it before, but I think it would be ideal to have like a Captain America core, you know? Have like just let everybody who's been Captain America be Captain America, you know?
I think that's cool too. I think it would actually open up a whole lot of things that they would be able to do with Captain America.
Yeah. But yeah, having Sam back in the role is the most important part of that. So yeah, cool to see here.
He's got his own shield. I love the design on the shield.
Yeah.
It's fucking rad.
I mean, there's no point in having him do it if he's not going to be his own person, you know? So yeah, like
exactly.
He gets his own shield, his own costume. Good to see.
Yeah, his own sort of way of doing it, things. He still talks to birds, which is something the MCU never really picked up on.
They never even gave him a falcon. They just gave him like a drone falcon. You know?
And I'm okay with that.
That's fine. That's fine. Like I get that you don't want to have like an entire subplot about, oh, hey, Sam can talk to birds.
Yeah, okay. They would be dogging him. They would be bagging on him so hard. I mean, they bag on Ant-Man, you know, for the same shit. But then the other book, Sentinel of Liberty, this launches in June. It's going to be Colin Kelly and Jackson Lansing with Carmen Carnero, one of my favorites right now. RB Silva is actually doing the art on this other one. He's fucking amazing. But yeah, Carmen Carnero, one of my faves right now. So yeah, it sucks. I got to buy 2 fucking Captain America books though.
Well, I mean,
damn it. I know.
It'll be cool to see like Cap back to like, you know, being cool again, honestly. But,
no, I mean he's been great in the books that he shows up in.
Sure, yeah, but like we haven't had like a really good Captain America series. I feel like for a while they've been a lot of pretty solid ones, but
yeah, there've been good minis, but these look like they're gonna be ongoing. They look like they're really gonna, you know, push these. All right, back to DC. One rumor, or our rumor, is one step closer to becoming real. If you'll remember, I think Adam pretty much began it, but we've helped him flesh it out. That Tom Taylor will write a Justice League book with John, Dick, Joe, Yara, Jackson, Wally, these new up-and-comers. Not that Wally is an new and up-and-comer, but he's back.
That'd be interesting dynamic if Wally is like the old guard here among the team, you know?
Well, Dick too.
Dick and Wally are like the pillars, right?
Yes, especially after this week's issue of Nightwing, which I'm sure
more on that later.
But, holy shit, it was fucking fantastic.
But
what we're getting to is the Justice League are going to die. 30 years ago, DC Comics killed Superman, and he was dead for a year, an entire year of continuity, and then they brought him back. Obviously, death is not permanent in comics. The X-Men literally like make fun of it, you know, with a plot device now. Joshua Williamson, Rafa Sandoval are going to wrap up the final issue of Justice League number 75 on April 19th. The death of the Justice League is only the beginning. They'll bring you the beginning of the next big DCU event starting in Justice League 75, and that begins with the death of the Justice League. A great cover here. Love this. Seeing all these Green Lanterns here, it pretty much shows you it's going to be John Stewart who dies, which makes sense because he's the Lantern at the head.
Oh, yeah, I mean, he's the only Green Lantern we don't see here. We see Kyle, we see Simon, we see Jessica, we see Hal. I don't think we see Guy, but I don't think it would be Guy.
I don't see Guy.
If we don't see John, it's
Guy.
John, right?
Yeah, fuck Guy.
Anyway. But yeah,
is he still even a Green Lantern? I thought he was something else now.
Yeah, but like I was never excited about that Future State Justice League team. I read it and it was okay. I think I just read the first issue of that one. But if Tom Taylor is writing it, especially if it has a lot of these characters who he has already been doing great work with, I would be super excited about this.
Yeah. Oh, and Damian on that team too. I don't know.
Oh, that'd be really sick. Yeah. Well, I guess in that case you're dropping Luke Fox Batman and replacing him with Damian at that point, or I guess with Dick, honestly.
If Bruce is dead, then he would just be the Batman then. Maybe.
I guess.
I don't know if Dick and Damian probably would say no. There is no more Batman now.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, just fuck it, and we can do better than what Bruce did. Because Dick's doing way better than Bruce ever fucking did, giving away his money. But that's a different story. So it's a new dark army made up of the DCU's greatest villains has formed on the edge of the multiverse, and the Justice League go to try to kill them, and they get owned. So there you go. Look for that in April. I'm stoked. I can't wait.
I mean, they just signed Tom Taylor to an exclusive contract, so if you want to give him one of your big flagship titles. So yeah, this is a great opportunity.
Yeah, man, I'm stoked. I'm curious what happens to the other books, like what happens to the War World stuff, what happens to the Batman book.
I don't know. I'm sure we'll see sooner or later.
And this is, I mean, once they murder the Justice League, that's a lot of dead people. Alfred's dead.
Yeah.
The whole Justice League dead. There's a lot of shit going on.
I mean, yeah, that could lead to a lot of ramifications across the DC universe here, where we have to see like people in Wonder Woman circle, like what do we do without a Wonder Woman? We see like a Green Lantern book, or what do we do without John Stewart, who's like the leader of the Green Lantern.
We'll get another one. Okay, there's plenty of Lanterns.
Sure, but like John Stewart is like the leader of the Green Lanterns right now.
Sure. Flash dying would definitely impact Wally.
Yep.
Same thing with Arthur. Aquaman. Jackson's gonna feel some shit. Right now in the Batman book, I think they're leaning on making Lex Luthor fucking Batman with the whole Batman Incorporated stuff. So if that ties into that, that would definitely be a reason for Dick and Damian to not be able to use the Batman name. Which is fucking wild if they do that.
I mean, I don't know about Lex Luthor being Batman, but he sure as shit is in a position to copyright it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what's wrong with him. He could be Batman. Anyway, so dude, there was a ton of other news. There's a Birds of Prey book. There's a new Flash book that's going to be a prequel to the movie that's coming out. There's so much going on. We don't have any X-Men news, believe it or not. They blew their wad on the Destiny of X stories. Yeah.
When's the last time we've had no X-Men news?
Yeah, I've been making it a regular segment. There's been so much with the Destiny of X stuff. We're definitely going to talk about some X-Men books this week, though. There were two that I know we're going to mention. So yeah, a whole shit ton of comic news. Let's talk about Boba Fett. Episode 4, The Gathering Storm. It's more solid stuff. Showing how we got here and where we're going at the same time. I like it. Solid action. The problem people are having, Boba Fett ain't really a badass in this. You know what? It's because you're getting to know who the guy is. And he's an old fucking bastard now. I mean, he's not as big of a badass. Maybe he never was that big of a badass.
If we're going just off of him in the movies, no, he never really was. All he ever did was stand around and look cool. Yeah, but we saw him. We know that he is a badass, though. I mean, he was a badass like in this show, And
in Mandalorian.
It was. I was about to mention he was especially a badass in that episode of Mandalorian where he came back last year. So we know that he's a badass, but they are kind of having more like goofy moments, like him chasing around that rat catcher droid in this episode.
Well, the droids have always been comic relief.
So sure.
That worked for me.
And it's fine. Yeah.
That one that looked like fucking General Grievous was dope.
Yeah, I saw that. I think that's nice. Look at how they've aged. But yeah, I mean, this one has caught us up pretty much to the present at this point. It seems like
with Mando, of course. We saw how he gets all the shit back in that.
He came out of the bentha tank, right? And it's like, oh, you're fully healed. And so that to me was like the signal that, okay, we're done with flashbacks. So yeah, we're probably going to get like the all-out syndicate war starting the next episode. But
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, he's assembled quite an interesting team. He's got Finnick, of course, and we got a good chance to see like their dynamic grow, and that was cool to see.
Yeah, this dude is the dude who fixed up Finnick. He's actually a famous person known as Thundercat. I don't know what he is famous for. I know what a Thundercat is, but he does not look like the Thundercat that I remember. The Thundercats that I remember, but I have heard that he is a famous person. It was cool to see his ship again. Boba ship. They don't call it Slave One.
No, it was like Firewalker or something. No, something.
It's Fire Spray or something like that. But that's actually the class of the ship. Like it's like the model.
Okay.
not the name of the ship.
I mean, Slave One honestly was always a bad name.
I mean, I get it. He's a bad guy. He's a bad guy.
Yeah, and so hey, if that's
It
the angle
works.
they're trying to play here, where he's changed the name of the ship, like I mean, he was a slave for the Tusken Raiders for a half a minute there, you know.
Yeah,
So I could get him maybe having a change of heart about the name of the ship.
Yeah, and then he gets his guns back and he tears out the motorcycle gang.
Yeah, wrecks those assholes.
Very fun scene. And then the best scene, maybe of the show so far, man, is him fucking up the Sarlacc. I mean, yeah, Fennec dropped that boing silence bomb on him, and oh man, it was great, fantastic stuff. So yeah, I had a great time with this, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
it was a great episode, action packed, man.
Yeah, the show is consistently very fun. They have been doing a lot of build up, and so yeah, these last 2 episodes are going to hopefully be a pretty big payoff here.
Yeah, I'm thinking so, dude. I mean, what else? What else can? I mean, there's no more flashbacks, like you said. We know everything else. So yeah, let's move on. Let's get some shit done. Move on. So yeah, great episode. I'm gonna keep on watching this. It's great. I just love visiting the universe too. You know what I mean? The Star Wars universe.
Yeah, I mean,
all right.
These Disney Plus Star Wars shows have been the best thing to happen to Star Wars in decades. You know.
I don't know if it's that long because the animated stuff has been fantastic.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
But
I missed out on that, so it slipped my mind.
I don't mind the sequel series as much.
You know, I like the sequel series more than the prequel series. Apparently, I'm in the minority with that now. But
yeah, dude, Rogue One is my favorite Star Wars movie. I think it's the best of the bunch. It's amazing.
I think all of us had that as our number one when we did the top 5 for him.
It's brilliant. It's so good. And Solo isn't terrible, man.
It is not terrible.
Solo terrible shit.
Solo gets more shit than it deserves, to be sure.
Yeah, it's way better than those sequels, man.
But like, yeah, it's kind of interesting. Like, a lot of people are developing this nostalgia for the amazing Spider-Man movies now, and it seems the exact same way that people have developed nostalgia for the prequels. They're bad movies, guys.
Yeah,
they always have been.
It's okay to
like them. Yeah, that's fine. But like, let's not pretend like, you know, there's some sort of masterpiece that the rest of us just don't get. You know?
Yeah, exactly. I mean. And hey, Andy, thanks for coming by. Stopping by. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I like the OGs and the sequel and the prequels. I like all them movies. But out of those 9 movies that you mentioned there with those 3 words, they're not all words, but I understand what you're saying. I think Rogue One is the best. And that has been since the new shit has gone on. I think if they did more movies like Rogue One, what fucked them is they should have just dumped the Skywalker saga. Don't even approach it, right? Everyone wanted to build off this nostalgia and have some closure. Great. You fucked it up. If they'd have started right at the beginning with Luke opening his fucking studio, his dojo, you know, Jedi training school, whatever, then we would have gotten some backstory in Kylo Ren, a little bit more backstory on how the government worked. You know, they could have done a lot more building. Instead, they were like, every movie, okay, here's what's going on. And then in the second one, they even said that, oh, here's what's going on. I'm like, well, that wasn't going on in the fucking first one. And then the third one doubled down and said, oh, no, it's been fucking Palpatine the whole time. What? No, fuck off. Go to hell. You're stupid.
Yeah, the sequel trilogy, they would have been so much better if they had all been on the same page about what they were going to do from the start.
The reason the first 6 are better than the last 3 is because the first 6 all had the same writer. I don't care if that writing was good or bad, but there was still a line through. You know what I mean? The 7, 8, 9, there doesn't feel like there's a line. You know, I feel like we're rehashing Star Wars. But
yeah, let's move on.
Food.
Yummy.
This is some dumb shit. Cinnamon Toast Crunch is doing all kinds of weird shit. A new limited edition Cinemoji.
Okay.
So your food will be looking at you as you're eating it. Fans are being invited to enter for a chance to win their very own custom box with a personalized Cinemoji.
Okay, so like they're supposed to make like a cinnamon avatar for like you. It's supposed to look like Leslie or Manuel there, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know who those people are.
I hate this.
Oh yeah, I hate this, dude. Oh, these people. Okay. In addition to the Cinemoji Crunch, the brand, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, the brand, recruited celebrities to get in on the takeover. So it's Chloe Kim, Justin Jefferson. I don't know who those people are. SpongeBob SquarePants. I know who SpongeBob is. I know who he is.
Yeah.
Leslie Grace. I know who she is. She's our Batgirl. Everyone's new Batgirl. And Manuel Teresa. I don't know who those people are except for SpongeBob and Leslie Grace. So yeah, maybe I am not the market for Cinemoji Crunch. Toast Crunch.
Okay. If you hadn't told me who any of these people here were, even knowing most of their first names here, I never would have gotten to who, like, this is supposed to be Chloe Kim, who's like an Olympic snowboarder.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I do know her.
But yeah, if you had not told me that, I never would have made that connection. I feel like they haven't really captured the
marketing,
which I guess is actually impossible because they're just putting fucking hair on stupid cereal.
Yeah, it's like Mr. Potato Head, but with Cinnamon Toast Crunch squares. Whatever.
I don't care for that.
Adam's not here. We can still talk about Transformers and G.I. Joe.
I mean, you can talk and I can like give you a layman's opinion about them, I guess.
Well, it's official now. IDW came out with a statement that Transformers and G.I. Joe are gone. They're losing it at the end of the year. It wasn't exclusive, quote unquote, exclusive at Variety or the Hollywood Reporter. But if you'll remember, Bleeding Cool News broke this news in like November.
Yeah.
Like, last year. Okay.
So they're going to keep the license through the end of 2022?
Yes.
Okay.
In the summer, everything they're doing now is going to end. Right. They did thank everybody. You know, hey, thanks everybody for hanging out. You're welcome. But the monthly Transformers and the Beast Wars will continue and end in the summer. When those stories come to a close, that paves the way for 2 new miniseries, which longtime Transformers fans will never see coming. This builds some confidence. This makes me hopeful.
Okay. I mean,
they're also going to do a bunch of one-shots.
I think it would be for the best if they could go out on a bang here, you know? Like,
they have to. Yeah. They pretty much have
to. I mean, you're losing all the toys in the toy box anyway, so you might as well like strap them to the fireworks and go out on a high note.
Yeah. G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero will conclude with issue number 300. IDW will still move forward with that Saturday Morning Adventures that was announced last year, and they've got some other stuff planned for. It's the 40th anniversary of G.I. Joe, so. And they also did reiterate My Little Pony and Dungeons and Dragons are not going anywhere. They're staying at IDW. So, and they've got big projects announced for them in February and March.
Well, I'm sure My Little Pony alone will help, like, you know, keep their payroll going, you know?
Yeah. And D&D sells.
Yeah.
D&D comics sell. So, cool. Yeah. So I think we'll talk about that again next week. Once Adam's here, we'll repeat that news. So. Cool. Let's do top 3, man. It's a awesome selection this almost too many damn books to talk about this week. Shit, I guess I'll go first. I did read Animal Castle. Animal Castle number 2 was great. You know, it was fun. I did catch up on that. It's basically Animal Farm, the sequel. Superman was good. Son of Kal-El. So was She-Hulk. She-Hulk was awesome.
Those were. I'd make those 2 of my honorable mentions. Sure, like She-Hulk was pretty good. Superman, Son of Kal-El was really good. Another good like kind of character issue for John because he's trying his hardest not to hurt this creature, but then these like dickheads come in and just start shooting.
Yeah. Again, She-Hulk was good. I hate down on her luck. Down and out She-Hulk, and she's basically like that in this.
Yeah,
girl, you ain't got a savings account. You're a lawyer. The Avengers ain't giving you no money. You've been rent free for like a year.
That always does seem odd to me. Like these people who like are liked by everyone and like, you know, superheroes in good standing don't have like a fucking dime in their account.
She can't get a YouTube. She can't do a YouTube. She can definitely get more people watching than us.
Oh, for sure.
She can't do Instagram.
And I also remember she's like, "Oh, well, I never had my own firm." That's not true. You did have your own firm
Exactly.
back when Charles Soule was writing it, which was a really cool She-Hulk run in its own right.
It's a great book.
That being said, this opening issue was still a lot of fun.
It was. I had a lot of fun with it.
She-Hulk has her tuffle with Titania here, and I like their kind of dynamic that they have. Like Titania's just here to fight just for the sake of fighting, and like
and Jen's like into it.
Yeah,
so they're gonna start a fight club. I don't know if that's healthy.
Maybe not, but
hopefully they get into that.
It's healthier than them just like brawling it out with a bunch of people around.
Oh, sure. But my number 3 is Nightwing 88. Tom Taylor, Bruno Redondo. I mean, real cut and dry. There is not much on the bone here.
Honestly, this is my number 1, though.
Oh, wow. It was awesome, action-packed. It builds on the overall story, and it was a fucking Titans reunion.
Yeah.
I mean, the crux of it is...
It's a testament to what a stand-up guy Dick Grayson is, that he has not one, but 2 ex-girlfriends who are willing to show up and have his back when he needs it,
Yeah, he's a stand-up guy. He really is. Yeah. And then his current girlfriend called them.
Yeah. I mean...
Yeah, it's really great, mature relationships going on here.
Indeed.
The crux of the story is, again, Dick Grayson has donated a bunch of money that Alfred left him to help rebuild Bloodhaven, help build Bloodhaven, make it better. And Blockbuster and basically the local government are out to murder him. So Oracle is like, well, Nightwing can't be 2 places at once. Dick Grayson can't be 1 place in Nightwing. So we got to do our thing. And yeah, Blockbuster hires a bunch of assassins. And it's really the way Tom Taylor sort of paces things, man. It's just so well done. It's like a thriller moment, but then there's a joke, and then Beast Boy shows up and it's a joke, and things are really high stakes, but Tom Taylor never really lets it get away from him. He understands that, no, this is the Teen Titans, or Titans. They're supposed to have a sense of humor with them. That's just who they are. Some really good moments with Wally and Dick. Just a fucking cool book, man.
I mean, this book has a lot of things going for it. It consistently does month after month. One of my favorite aspects of it is the way that the characters relate to each other. I like the interpersonal dynamics between Dick and all of his supporting cast. And this is him bringing in the Titans, which we haven't seen in this book yet. And I really love his dynamic with Wally. I love his dynamic with Cyborg. I love his dynamic with all of his old teammates. It's a thrill to read, and there's a lot of cool action. And it has a really cool message. I really love Dick getting out here and being like, what good could we do if we get resources to the people who need them the most,
Yeah. And that's the overall story, really, what's being told in the book since Taylor's taken over. But, microscopic on this issue, and man, he's just having fun. Because nothing really gets solved in this issue. Nothing.
No.
Nothing at all happens. They just have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The overall plot has not moved forward at all, but it was still like a blast. And he is still like getting that message across, and it's really cool. So this made my number 1.
Nice. Well, that was my number 3. Your number 3 with honorable mentions, sir.
All right. So honorable mention for I already mentioned She-Hulk. I already mentioned Superman, Son of Kal-El. Those were both fun. I'll also throw in an honorable mention for Blue and Gold number 5.
Yeah, it's solid.
Yeah. It continues to be a fun look at like characters who've always been like, had this goofy PR thing going on. Like, what would that look like in the age of social media? We actually see a couple of the people who have been social media narrators.
They're just as weird as you'd think
they
are from their shit. Yeah, it's very
that was fun.
Yeah,
but I'll give my number 3 this week to Avengers number 52.
Nice.
It's more of this Avengers versus Masters of Evil thing. The cover is a bit misleading because just a couple of them show up here, and they have a kerfuffle with Captain America, Captain Marvel, and Starbrand.
The point of this was the cliffhanger. The whole point of this arc, to me, feels like everybody is disposable and Starbrand's just going to end up murdering everybody.
But yeah, Starbrand does get aged up yet again at the end of this issue. She's an adult now. But
awkward.
Yeah. I like Jason Aaron playing with like what would happen if we mashed together Ghost Rider and Green Goblin.
Oh, sure. That's fun as hell.
Yeah, let's give Red Skull a Venom suit. We've seen that one before, but it's still a lot of fun. I like Jason Aaron's, just playing with the action figures. It's always a real hoot, and yeah, I am enjoying this current story arc quite a lot.
Yeah, I mean, that's all the Avengers book has been since the beginning. It's just Aaron having fun.
Yeah.
He's earned it. He's made Marvel a shit ton of money. He's earned that fucking right. All right, it's on me. Number 2. All I got's X books left. Devil's Reign, X-Men #1, Jerry Duggan, Phil Noto. Beautifully drawn, wonderfully written. It works perfectly for this event, as well as with the main X-Men continuity, as it is now. Duggan knows his shit. Just a hell of an event tie-in, man. Maybe the best event tie-in I've read since Secret Wars. And that one had more than one. But most of them are just trash. Most of them have nothing to do with the event. Most of them pull nothing at all. And this pulls everything. This is deep continuity, deep history between Emma and Elektra and Fisk, and it just works. And yeah, it was great. It's a modern spin on it. It was just a really solid read.
When we were looking at Heroes, was it Heroes Reborn? The one with the Squadron Supreme?
Yeah.
Yeah. When we're talking about that, I think we said at the time, like the ideal tie-in should enhance your experience of reading the main book. And this does do that because we do see like Elektra's dynamic with Wilson Fisk. Because like
Emma's.
They like, and I liked Emma's whole like speech about how like, oh, you're lucky. You got me. You do not want to be the one he sends Elektra after. And here we see Elektra, like we were talking about a little bit last week. She is not a good person.
Yeah, she's a terrible person.
Yeah, and she's done really fucked up shit. And yeah, we get to see her at her most cruel and cold-hearted here,
Yeah. And that's going to come back to haunt her because this girl shows up again at the end of the book. There's something going on there, more history. But yeah, a great tie-in to a cool event that has seen Mayor Fisk just drop the hammer on superheroes. No more superheroes in New York. And I also like this because it ties in a lot to like how the politics with Krakoa and mutants works now in the whole world. And Fisk has to, do political maneuvering in order to get what he wants. And I like that angle of it as well, because that makes sense. They brought it up in the Devil's Reign book itself, where Tony Stark's like, no, I'm going to run for mayor or run for president or whatever the fuck he's going to do. And then, Luke Cage is like, nah, it'd be better if Luke did it. So I love that. I love that angle. I love that they're bringing in that political shit. Because fucking A, they made him the mayor. You have to bring in that political angle. And I think this book did it just wonderfully.
Yeah, it was a smart and, big air quotes, realistic way to approach this situation.
Sure. Yeah. And just great art. Great art. Fucking Noto kills it. All right, dude. Number 2.
My number 2 is going to be Defenders, number 5.
Oh, did we? I don't know if I have that covered. Did we figure out who the Masked Rider was?
We do, yeah.
Is he anybody we know?
Sort of. He is a character from this book.
Oh,
but
so no.
So you would not. It's a character from the Marvel 1000 from a little while back, but yeah. As always, this book is a real treat for the eyes. Javier Rodriguez is always just nailing it. Like he's creating these visualizations of some really esoteric concepts.
Like eternity and shit is in this.
Yeah.
Right?
They have gone back to every time they go back a universe, which is like the basic premise of this book, they're like chasing this one asshole, like further back and back through like previous universes. we had like a universe of science, a universe of magic, a universe of narrative, or like, just the basic building blocks of a story, like are the main inhabitants. In this one, this universe was the idea of existence, the concept of there being something is fighting against the concept of nothingness. So
all like the never-ending story.
Yes, like existence itself is fighting to overcome just there being a primordial void where nothing ever happens.
Well, I mean, that's entropy, right? Basically.
I suppose so. But
that's pretty interesting, though. That's a fun take.
I love the kind of like look at this as like a meta narrative about like storytelling, not only in comics, but in storytelling in general. But then also Javier Rodriguez like coming up with a visualization for these concepts is always so damn cool. So yeah, that the actual plotting itself is, it's whatever. Like they pull shit out of their ass to be like, let's do this, and it works, But it works on a meta narrative level, and it's always a fun read. The whole thing
now.
It is, yeah. This was the last one. They're going to do another Defenders book in the summer, but yeah, that's the end of this one.
Well, Doctor Strange is dead, so
I guess, yeah. But
we'll figure.
The whole thing about like who the masked rider was, it was fun. It was fun. I thought it was as good of a reveal as they could have made it, but that was never like the thing, right? That was
that was just a solicit for this issue.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't. Well, there was no impact though on you. Who it was? It was like, oh, okay, whatever.
It was one of those things like, oh, okay, well, that's kind of neat.
Okay, cool.
I wasn't like, what? Or like,
okay, sure.
Like
it's Captain Marvel the whole time.
Yeah.
Silver Surfer. Wait. If Donnie Cates was writing it, Silver Surfer's surfboard is the masked raider.
Yeah, and Silver Surfer's black again all of a sudden. What the hell?
Yeah, it's weird. Okay, that leaves it to me. There was never going to be any debate. X Lives of Wolverine, maybe 10 lives. I'm not sure. Number 1, Ben Percy, Joshua Cassaro. Basically, Omega Red learns the truth behind his resurrection, that they fucked him. And he somehow, we're not really sure how yet, I think through some Soviet technology, Russian technology, begins to travel through time by possessing people. Back in the day.
I'll go ahead and get this out of the way. That was the main thing that kept this off of my list, is because I don't know what the fuck is happening here.
You don't know what's happening with Omega Red.
True. And we kind of,
with Wolverine, it's Days of Future Past.
It is basically, yeah. Basically. They're sending his mind like back through time to keep stopping Omega Red from doing bullshit. But
into the way Quantum Leap was supposed to work. In Quantum Leap, he was supposed to jump back into his own body back in the past, but instead he started jumping into other people's bodies. So really, Wolverine is doing Days of Future Past, but Omega Red is doing Quantum Leap. But they're both kind of the same thing process. But we don't know how Omega Red is doing that. I'm sure Iggy or whatever, Ziggy, the robot, will show up in next issue. It's brutal fun. Great art. I love this. Look at the Canadian, maple leaf flag on his belt buckle. I fucking love it.
Yeah, it was kind of cool seeing like the bone v bone fight between Wolverine and Omega Red here.
Yeah. And just the writing, a lot of the mentions, like when the first baby is born and it's stillborn, and she names it her Cassandra. Because that comes back, Cassandra Nova, that comes back later.
That was a cool thing where, like, savvy X-Men readers will be like, oh, shit.
It's like, oh, shit, I know what's going on. Okay, yeah. And then just this panel right here, which is beautiful. I loved all the shit going on.
This was a really rad, like, here's a highlight reel of Wolverine's like various adventures from not just his own life, but from like our readership of the character.
Yeah, and is this? I mean, how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, are these the ones that we're going to see him go back into? The rest of the book sort of shows him being on that one team that he was on with. What the fuck's his name? I can't remember. Who was also in the Wolverine series for a while. Like they're in the jungle and somehow Xavier's going to be there. Whatever.
Yeah, like Sabretooth is there along with like the Weapon X program guys.
Yeah. This great scene of him, with a newborn Charles Xavier. That's so weird, dude. But that's like perfect X-Men shit, this is starting off to be a great Wolverine-centric X-Men event. And that's exactly what I wanted. That's exactly what I was expecting. And it pulled it off perfectly. You know, it was sci-fi, it was deep. It had a lot of, you know, hints in there, a lot of Easter eggs for old, you know, X-Men fans, but you didn't really need those. The story didn't really hinge on any of those. And yeah, I'm anxious to see where it's going because there's still a lot of mystery, you know, not only in this issue, but with the event overall.
Yeah.
How is Omega Red doing what he's doing? What deals did he make? But how do X lives of Wolverine and X deaths of Wolverine, how are those tying into one another? And will it pay off? You know, will we get a payoff? So far, so good. So yeah, I'm stoked. I'm really excited that this was, it lived up to the hype. It's a Wolverine book. And it's a good one. It's better than him fucking surfing on an adamantium surfboard.
You gotta let that go eventually.
I'm not. I will never let that go. So yeah, and your number one, I believe, was Nightwing.
Correct, yeah.
Nightwing 88. Just, I mean, you're a Titans guy anyway. So aren't you? You're a Titans guy, right?
I'd say so for the most part, sure. But like, especially like Wally West. So anytime Wally shows up in a book, it's like, you know, that's a upping its stock in my eyes a bit.
I mean, he nailed all of Tom Taylor nailed all of the dialogue. It felt like the characters were the characters. The attitudes were there. With it's not Wonder Girl. What's her name? She kind of like Wonder Girl.
Donna Troy.
Yeah, Donna Troy. And Beast Boy, he nails Beast Boy. And Bruno Redondo getting to draw them. You know, that was awesome.
Yeah,
too,
I mean, anytime we get a chance to see Bruno Redondo draw characters that we haven't seen him draw yet, that's a cool thing.
Hell yeah. So man, a lot of good books this week. We'll talk about what books are coming out next week tomorrow. So come back for that. But yeah, thanks for listening, everybody. We really appreciate it. We got other shit going on this channel. Check out the Comic Book Bullies. They got a podcast going on later on tonight. Do not miss it. Go to outrightgeeky.com for all kinds of links to the bullies and to everything else we've got going on. Like I said, we'll all be back. Maybe just three of us. Maybe just you and me again.
We'll see, I guess.
Yeah, we'll see. Tomorrow for the Monday night preview show. Definitely check back in for that. Again, thanks everybody, but most of all, thanks to, I guess, I don't know, this Fight Club member for hanging out with the other Fight Club. We'll just do Fight Club. You do
anytime.
I'll be She-Hulk, and we'll just kick each other.
Can I be She-Hulk instead?
Sure.
Okay.
It's all made up anyway. Yeah, but
I mean, if I get to pick someone on my dodgeball team here,
right?
Yeah.
I think Titania is actually still married to what's his name?
To Absorbing Man,
yeah. To Absorbing
Which
Man.
Weirdly enough has become one of the longest running couples in comics that I know
Especially
of.
for villains, dude.
Yeah.
Those villains definitely get around. But yeah, I think that's kind of sweet. I would like to see like a series with just them.
I've read
doing, like,
many a book
shit.
where they had a really wholesome dynamic between Carl and I forget Titania's real name, but yeah.
I don't remember yet. I think it's like Michelle. I think it's something real basic.
Yeah.
Is it here? Nah, she says it in the book, but so yeah, again, thanks for listening, everybody. Most of all, thanks to Taylor for hanging in. We're gonna do it again next time.
Same geek time, same geek channel.
Resolve to it.